Political Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance. We are joined by a new member of the California State Assembly. His name is Phil Chen. You did it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You
I
did
appreciate
it.
that.
You are in Sacramento on a regular basis. How was it to walk onto the floor of the California State Assembly for the first time as a member?
It was quite an honor.
Yeah.
You know, you open those 16-foot floors and you find the floor that's green. And you know, my mom and my dad are first-generation Taiwanese Americans, and for them to have a son to go through and step on that floor, they were really, really humbled. My brother was there. My mom was there.
Think about that. Your parents moved to this country, and in one generation, their child was elected to the California State Assembly. It really is, it's the American dream.
Absolutely, it's the American dream. And I think it says a lot about our government. I think it says a lot about our politics. It says a lot about the American dream. Be able to sit on that floor and to make some laws that impact the entire state of California.
Do you have family still in Taiwan?
I do.
Do they know? Do they know about you and your successes in California government?
They do. I feel really blessed. In fact, a lot of the things that happened in the election, and also, of course, the day we were sworn in, were filmed and shown in Taiwan to have someone of Taiwanese descent elected to the state legislature. There's not that many of us.
Right.
So it was something that was felt and seen by my relatives in Taiwan.
It's just fantastic. So give me a sense of what you hope to do as you enter upon this journey. You are part of a class that can be in Sacramento for 12 years in the same body. So it's not as if you have to already start looking for a new job. There's no 6-year term limit. Talk to me about your hopes and dreams as a member of the California State Assembly.
Now, that's a great question, Brad. I think it's even more important now that as a Republican, now that we're in the super minority with 25 Republicans and us being Democrats, it's important to establish relationships. It's important to find common ground with the other side. Having worked for LA County Supervisor Mike Antonovich for about 9 years as health deputy, he's one of the most conservative Republicans in LA County. He kept to his principles, but he was able to work with the other side and get a vote of 3 or 4 to get things done. And that's one of my plans.
And I do want to talk about that. You know, I go to Sacramento. I'm fortunate to travel there, and I see Democrats and Republicans interact. And look, maybe I'm Pollyanna, but I feel as if the Dems and the Reaps in the legislature get along pretty well. I mean, I see you at each other's fundraisers, at each other's parties. There does seem to be a genuine appreciation for both sides. Washington, D.C., that's another conversation. Do you feel that?
I do. Our incoming class, we got along very, very well.
And you mean the entire class, not just the Reaps?
Exactly.
Right.
And we have to. We have to be. To be effective, to get things done, we have to make sure we work across the aisle. And I will also say that Speaker Rendon has done an excellent job establishing a decorum of collegiality. And our leader, Chad Mays, has done the same thing.
Well, it helps, in my opinion, that Mr. Rendon and Mr. Mays actually like each other. I mean, they genuinely seem to be friends. They're of the same general age. I think Chad's a little younger, but be that as it may, you're in that general age bracket. You know, you talk about the same cultural references, you know. So I do think that matters. Am I missing something?
No, I don't think you're missing anything at all. I think it's really important to have that type of collegiality. I mean, when Supervisor Antonovich was working with Supervisor Mark Lee Thomas, they would regularly go into each other's offices without any meeting or an agenda, and just to talk and have a conversation. And I think that's so essential to be effective as a policymaker, as a legislator.
That being said, when I was in Sacramento recently, the Democrats did not have a supermajority. Now they do. They had it a few years ago, but you know, when you have a supermajority, you can do a lot. Do you feel as if the Democrats will welcome the Republicans in for conversations on important policy issues, transportation, whatever it may be?
I do. I think part of the reason is the methodology in which it's set up. There's an LA County caucus, there's an Orange County caucus, there's an API caucus.
And aren't you in several caucuses because your district covers how many counties?
3 counties.
3 counties, so you're in 3, you have LA County, San Bernardino County, Orange County, which is interesting, is that right?
That is 100% right. And this morning, I was in a conference in which a large portion, including the chair of the Asian Pacific Islander Caucus, Assemblyman Rob Bonta, was there.
And he's a Dem?
And he's a Democrat. He's a Democrat from the Bay Area. But in terms of personality and character, he's someone I really get along with. And again, having that relationship to discuss things that are beyond politics.
Right.
It's just good common sense policy making.
I want to talk to you about one area where I thought and have thought that there is consensus, and that is making government work, whatever that may mean. Trying to create a regulatory framework that is business friendly. I mean, Governor Brown has said that reforming CEQA, the California Environmental Quality Act, is the Lord's work. We haven't seen much reform on that since he made that statement. Dems and Reaps talk about regulatory reform, but we still are ranked 50th in the nation out of 50 by Chief Executive Magazine in terms of regulatory burdens.
Well, that's a great question. So the Cal Chamber has come up in terms of every district in the state of California. Of course, there's 80 assembly districts and 40 Senate districts. For the 55th Assembly District, one of our major movers of economic engines is small business owners. And one of the biggest problems for small business owners is overregulation by government.
No.
Yes. Surprise, surprise.
California overregulation? Really?
In LA County, in California, it takes about a restaurant 2 years on average to open from idea to finish.
But here's the challenge, and California is so darn schizophrenic. You know, they pass criminal justice reform but uphold the death penalty. You know, they want their beautiful green coasts and their beautiful white mountaintops, and so they pass pretty stringent environmental rules, but then they get frustrated when they can't get a permit.
That's true. And I think one of the things we can do is make customers, and we treat our constituents or voters like customers and make the customer friendly. In Texas, it's an average about 3 months to open up a restaurant.
Right.
So to create a one-stop shop, which is what I'm promoting and what I'm advocating for, I think would be helpful.
But Texas, I'm glad you brought it up because it's a tricky comparison. We always do compare ourselves to Texas.
True.
And Texas has some advantages, no doubt, but in terms of tax burdens, we're about the same when you even everything out. Admittedly, they probably are better than 50th in terms of regulatory burdens, but they really have a different operating model.
They do.
And so do we want to go more towards the Texas model or adopt the best of Texas?
I think the best of Texas. One of the operating models that they have is they've created a one-stop shop for government entities. If you want to open a restaurant, you need a conditional use permit.
Right.
Perhaps you need an alcohol license.
Sure.
Perhaps you need to go to your fire and planning. They have everything in one central location.
How do you do that when you have the federal government, the state government, the county government, the city government, the water district, the healthcare district, whatever district you have? How do you do it?
We don't have to work in silos. In LA County, it's happening already.
Right.
We have the restaurant inspection, one-stop shop area. You can go to a county office and also work with the state on some liquor licenses. In addition to that, some planning. But we don't have fire yet. We don't have some zoning issues.
So what do you do as a member of the California legislature? Is there a bill that you put forward on this issue? Help me.
Part of it is a bill, but another part of it is working with your local elected officials, from your supervisor to your congressman, on finding ways to create synergy and to create a bill that truly has teeth and is effective.
But do you need to work statewide, or are you looking at, what's your district number, 55?
55.
Do you try to work within 55?
I'm going to try within work 55 first, see how the model is going to work, and to see if it's going to be comparable to other districts.
And I got to say, 55 is a great district to do that because you're in 3 counties.
That is correct.
So it's a challenge.
Right.
I mean, if anyone, it's not like you're one of those downtown LA districts, which is 4x4.
Right.
I mean, you have a lot of area and with a lot of different governmental layers. His name is Phil Chen. He's a new member of the California State Assembly, representing portions of LA County, San Bernardino County, and Orange County. My name is Brad Pomerance. We're in what, LA County today, in the San Gabriel Valley, and this is Local Edition.
Thank you.